This may or may not be a controversial take, but your rank in Street Fighter 6 does not matter as much as some people say it does. I want to give you some advice that I give on my Twitch stream all the time. Stop looking at the icon or the number on the screen because it does not define you as a player or as a person. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I believe that. There's a few points that I want to go over, but before I get there, I want to say this. Your rank does indicate some level of skill, some level of competency, and some level of consistency. I am not saying that a gold player is the same as a 2000 legend. Absolutely not. And although very far-fetched, it is possible that the gold player would beat the 2000 legend, albeit highly unlikely. And if you started in rookie and worked your way all the way to master, I'm not saying that's not an accomplishment to be proud of. And if you're trying to push yourself to be a better player, then you have to stop looking at rank as the end-all be-all. If you've watched me on Twitch, you've seen I get very frustrated and very down about myself. Sometimes I tilt. Sometimes I rage. Street Fighter 6 is a very hard game to be consistent in, and Street Fighter 6 is a very hard game to not tilt in. This game's mechanics are made to make you feel really powerful when you're winning, but in contrast, when you lose, it makes you feel really bad. And that big swing between having really good games and really bad games, it makes requeuing really addictive, and that's why it's so hard to break the requeue cycle. You're raging, but you still feel the pull of requeuing. You're always trying to chase the dragon and recreate that last match that you had that you felt really good, because you know it's right there. You're one drive rush away. When Mai came out, I did an event stream where I said I was going to play until I hit Master Rank. I sit at about 1700 with Jury right now, and I feel I understand the game well enough. This should be easy work. That stream lasted for 18 hours, and I didn't hit Master Rank. I was tilted, I was raging, and I dissociated a lot during that stream. After that stream, I had to take 2 weeks off because my mental was completely shot. For someone who preaches that rank doesn't matter, why did I care so much that I hit Master Rank? I know I was going to hit Master Rank eventually, and it was only a matter of time, but in my break, I thought about it. Really good players would be able to pick up a character and hit Master Rank in minimum amount of time. And I felt not hitting that goal meant I wasn't a good player. Fast forward a few months after, of course I'm a good player. I understand how to play this game. But in that moment, that was my goal, and I wanted that rank to happen as soon as possible. I bring this up to say this. Afterwards, I made my goal, instead of it being rank, just to play a certain amount of games, and I made the amount of games a high one. My goal was just to hit 1,000 games in the season with Mai. My theory, more times at bat means I would get more chances to learn. And eventually, I hit the 1,000 games, and then I looked at my rank. I was under 1,500. You see, with Mai, I went all the way down to, I believe, 1,300. And I felt really bad about that. I'm not saying you're bad if you're 1,300. I valued the rank more than anything. And that's what was hurting my improvement. So I switched to 1,000 games with Jury. And even though I've hit Master Rank with Jury and I've been there for a very long time, and I have much more than 1,000 games on Jury, for months I've been struggling with this game, and I don't know why. I was damn near 1,800, and then I found myself at like low 1,400. How did I get so bad so quickly? Why am I so unable to work my way up? Well, let's talk about it. Your rank will not go up and down based on your skill. Your wins and losses are not always based upon whether or not you're a good player or not. Right now, I'm doing well. I'm sitting above 1,700, and I'm consistently above 1,700. This is an accomplishment for me because a lot of times I would get mid-17s and then drop to 15. And then I would get angry and rage and do worse. Why am I getting worse? I shouldn't be getting worse. I should be winning more games at this point. But the reality is that improvement is always an up and down thing. It's always going to be peaks and valleys. I'll give you an example. At the midway or end of season, it's easier to rank up. And that's probably why my games have felt so much easier. And if the rank were to reset right now, I probably would drop down again. That's because when the ranks reset at the start of a season, a lot of times there's a lot of players that are really strong now in the same ranks as you. If a person ended at 18 to 19, guess what? They might drop to 16, and that's within your rank. You might get washed by this 1,600 player, and you're like, I shouldn't lose to this guy. I was damn near 18. Why is this guy beating me? It's because the number went down for them, and it had nothing to do with whether they won or lost. At the end of the season, your number will either go up or go down, and it has nothing to do with your skill. Rank reset alone should be the reason that you should liberate yourself from being a slave to the number. You could work your ass off and get to Master Rank and hit a new personal best at 1,600. And at the end of the season, you're right back to 1,500. And guess what? The 1,700 players that you would have lost to are now close to your rank too. And you might drop to 1,400 because of it. Does this mean you're a worse player? No. That means the matchmaker put everything in flux and is retesting everyone to put them where they belong. And it takes time for the ranks to settle. And that's why at the beginning of a season, sometimes I'll drop to a lower rank. This also explains why my Mai drops so low. I bet if I loaded up right now and played 200 games on I would rank up. It's because at the end of the season, all the ranks have settled and everyone who's where they should be usually are going to be where they should be. Your numbers might go up and down, but the trend over a larger amount of time should put you at where you should be. That's why you shouldn't care. That's why you shouldn't care how well you do in a day or 2 days or even a week. You should look at an overall trend over a larger body of information. If you're a Twitch streamer and you have 10 views and the next day you have 30 views, does it mean that you've become a better streamer? It could indicate that, of course. But then the third day you go back to 10 viewers, and the fourth day you're at 8 viewers, and the fifth day you're at 12 viewers. Be proud of the 30-day stream, absolutely. But you have to look at the bigger picture. If you have a really good day in Street Fighter and you hit 1700 and you consistently stay at 1500, then we must conclude that that's where you should be. And that the 1800 was an anomaly. And maybe you can't control that. Maybe a lot of the people that you played were just having a bad day and they were tilted. Maybe you were just having an awesome day. You were rested, you were well fed, you were hydrated, you were happy. Maybe you didn't care about the rank. Maybe the sun was the highest in the sky and you were facing Mecca while holding a 4-leaf clover on leap year. And you might be saying, Kail, you're saying that your rank over a larger period means a lot more than the shorter period. Well, then obviously rank matters. Well, since your rank will reset at the end of the season, how much does your rank really matter as an indication of how good of a player you are? And at the rank reset, you're no longer playing people around your skill, you're now playing people from all over the spectrum. But let's talk about new characters. When a new character drops, my 1700 jury rank will be factored in to how well I do when I pick up that new character. When Elena drops, it doesn't matter how poorly I do, I will not start off at rookie. I won't start off at iron or bronze or silver or gold or platinum. Maybe not platinum. Maybe like platinum 5 at like the worst. My point is, if you're not in those ranks and you're struggling to get out of gold, I will never go down to your rank no matter how poorly I do on a new character. And here's the kicker. I might be a silver Elena. I remember when Aki dropped, it was one of the most stressful times that I have had in this game. It was the first time a character dropped that I wanted to play that wasn't jury. And I picked her up and they put me in platinum. And guess what happened after that? I lost a lot. And it's because I didn't know what I was doing on Aki. I was begging the game to give me bronze, silver, gold, because I legitimately did not know what I was doing. And it kept putting me against high platinum and diamond players, to which I was losing. I just wanted to play a game where I just wanted to play and I wanted to get more games in so that I could learn my character, but also not hate myself at the same time. You see, the game said I'm a master jury, so I shouldn't be that low, so it put me at a rank that they guessed on. Like, it was actually a guess. And that's what placements are. They legitimately are a guess. It's your next matches that readjust your rank to, over a larger period of information, gives you an average of where you should sit as a player. So what did I do? I stopped playing rank with Aki and I went into the battle hub. And guess what happened? I was playing people on their mains. And I want you to listen to me. If you have me on in the background and you haven't been paying attention, listen up, all right? This is important. I was losing every game on Aki and I was like low platinum. So I went into the battle hub as Aki. I sat down at a cabinet and someone joined in. It was a Kimberly player and it said we were close in rank. They were a 1600 rated Kimberly player and the game was saying we were close in rank. And here I am as Aki in platinum, losing all my games and having a really bad time. They demolished me. It was almost perfect every round and I was raging. What do? How do I play players that are around the same rank as me? The game says I should be higher in ranked mode, and even in the battle hub, people that are close in rank to me, they're playing their main and they know how to play the game. I don't know what to do. The game rated me as a better player than I actually was. I was really bad on Aki. Eventually, over time, I worked my way up to Diamond 2 and kind of shelved Aki. But in Season 1, she was very hard to play. The game had no idea where I actually should have been because, in my opinion, they should have put me down to gold. A matchmaker is only guessing. It's taking as much information as it possibly can take and trying to make a fair game between both players. Obviously, they shouldn't put me in rookie because it doesn't matter if it's a new character or not. I'll never be a rookie player. And if they put me down to low gold, maybe that would have been too low. Because even though I had no idea what I was doing and I was struggling and suffering, there still is a base level of competency and knowledge that I have that will always translate and allow me to beat up on players lower ranked than me. And that's all your rank is. It's just a rating that they can use for matchmaker. That's it. And it could be used as a loose indication of how your skill is doing over a longer period of time. If you start at rookie and within a week you go from rookie to iron to bronze, that's improvement. But in the next week, if you go from bronze to silver, back to bronze, back to silver. But in a month, it might show you start from rookie, going to bronze, going to silver, going to gold. From start to finish, you improved. And you might have had some dips here and there, and you might have had some struggles. But within a day, you might be feeling good about your progress and then feel really bad about your progress. But at the end of the month, you felt great because you're much better than you were when you started. But the matchmaker doesn't care anything about that. All it cares about is the number. And I bet you there's a hidden number that we don't see. In Overwatch, they call it MMR, matchmaker rating. There's a rank that you see that is based upon your wins and losses, but there's a number that they don't show you that helps with the matchmaker. Meaning, in theory, it doesn't matter what your rank says, the game knows what your skill level is and will always make matches based on that number. For an example, let's say you're gold and you win like 10 games straight. Your rank goes up, but your MMR might be going way up because the game might be going, wait, they're dominating. Maybe they're not gold. Maybe they're not plat. They might be diamond. So it might start matchmaking you against higher players to test you to see where you actually should be. And if you win those games, they might increase your rank again. Street Fighter obviously has something like this because it doesn't matter. I can go 5 and 5 and still get diamond because there's information that the game has that tells them where I am and it has nothing to do with my rank. When Elena drops, I'll be unranked, but the game still has an indication on what my skill is and it has nothing to do with my rank. I'm unranked. This has been a long rant and this is something that I usually put on my second channel, but I figure you guys would want to hear this more and I get more reach on this channel than my other one. So if you want, make sure to subscribe to that other channel where I go over yappy things from my stream. But this is the most important point and I hope you hear me out on this. It does a disservice to you as a player to look at that number as the end-all be-all. And instead, you should look at individual games as an indication of where you should be and where you are. One of the most common things that I get all the time is, Kail, I'm a 1400 jury player. What should I work on to hit 1500? And I feel like this is a question that people answer all the time. And I want to push back against anyone who tells you that they know what you should be working on based on your skill to improve in the game. Now, I understand. If you're silver, there's like broad things that you should start to work on that you can give advice on. People will say things like, oh, if you're gold, you should work on your anti-airs. But what tends to happen is people come to me and they go, Kail, I'm gold. I'm trying to work on my DPs and I'm having such a hard time. What do I do? And I'll say to them, stop working on your DPs. Not because DPs aren't important at any rank, but I ask this question instead. If you could learn one skill right now, instantly, that would help you get to your goal, what would that skill look like? Is there something a better player has that you don't, that you feel if you had that skill, you would be able to dominate your games? Is there a combo to learn that if you knew, you would be able to win more games? Then go do that. That's the most important thing because the first thing that comes to mind is probably the most important thing to you. If you're in gold and I say, what's the one thing that if you could learn would get you to master rank? What would it be? And if you tell me it's because people jump in on you all the time and you can't stop it, there's a lot of ways to anti-air and stop jump-ins that doesn't involve doing the hardest option possible. Although they're most rewarding, DPs are very hard to do. Even for me, it's just hard to be consistent on it. But there's a lot better ways to stop people from jumping in. I don't expect a gold player to be consistent with DPs. Hell, people in master rank aren't consistent with DPs. Should you work on it? Of course. Is that the first thing that you should work on? Probably not. You should be able to answer that question, irregardless of the rank that you're in, based on your experiences in the game. I'll give you an example. I ask myself the same question, and I go, if I want to play like Nephew, what would I need to do? Well, Nephew can hit heavy punch and confirm only on the heavy punch. Their DPs are really good. Okay, we're back to DPs. Nephew, when he goes for shimmies, is able to react to medium to heavy buttons that might have whiffed or throws on whiff. These might sound like small things, but the reason why I say those things, these things have less to do with Nephew than they do with me, because these are things in my games where I'm leaving damage on the table. These are struggles that I'm having. But if I ask you, dear viewer, I'm a 1700 jury, how do I get to 18 consistently? You probably would not say those three things. Many people will say things like, oh, you probably need matchup knowledge. And that might be true. They might say, oh, you need to play stronger players. And that might be true. But improvement is personalized, and it's not general based on what rank you're in. So when I say rank doesn't matter, I don't just mean that you shouldn't look at the number. I'm also saying that shouldn't be the factor in how you improve in the game. And a lot of people do this, and they also do this really weird contradiction. I'll play people in platinum and diamond who are just struggling to get to master rank. And I'll say to them, hey, I think you need to work on your combos. You're hitting me. You're getting the hits. You're outplaying me. but your combos really don't do that much. And sometimes they'll say things like, I'll worry about that when I hit master rank. That's why you're not hitting master rank. Yes, improvement should be personal, absolutely. But the contradiction is that they will say things like, I'm just trying to hit master rank, but I don't want to play like a master rank player. There was a streamer in the Overwatch scene. I remember they said you should always strive to play the rank that you want to be in. That if you play like a gold player, you'll always be a gold player. But if you play like a platinum player, you'll beat gold players. And the same thing applies in Street Fighter. If you're in gold, you should play like a diamond player. And you should learn what diamond players do and learn those skills. And you should also think about, how do I beat gold players? Well, if I'm in gold and a player does things to me and I lose for it, I should learn what that player is doing as well. Basically, you should learn to play outside of your rank, and you should learn what makes a gold player so that you can learn to beat a gold player. Now, if you look at me, I'm contradicting myself. I'm saying rank doesn't matter, but hey, look, you should learn to play like a higher rank, so I guess ranks do matter. Yes, but also no. What I'm saying is, there's a reason why those players are 1600 master and they're not dropping. They are winning against lesser players consistently, but they might lose the players of equal skill. They maintain their rank, but they don't climb. So to fix that, you have to be able to beat the players lower than you, but also beat a little bit more players that are equal skill to you, which means you just need to improve a little bit and consistently play just a bit better to climb. An easy way to view this, I'm master rank 1500. What are the 17 to 1800 players doing that I'm not doing consistently? If you're gold and you're saying I'm hard stuck gold and I don't know why, and you watch me play, what are some of the things that I'm doing that you're not doing? What are the skills that I have that you don't have? And if you got this far, I really appreciate it because I'm on a rant. This is a very important topic to me, so I'm going to tell you one last story and get out of here. I am struggling in this game. I was fluctuating so hard. I was going from like 14 to 16, like within a day. And when the new season comes out, I probably will go back to doing that. I was thinking out loud on stream and I said to chat, if I played Punk for the first time, Punk would know how to beat me, based specifically on the skills that I have. He would know the type of player that I was from Jump Street. Why does someone at the top level know how to play me? And I thought about it and I said, well, it's probably the same thing. Like, I don't need to see the player. I know how gold players play. Likewise, I know how platinum players play. And to some extent, I know how diamond players play. And that would be the same thing as like Punk going against me, and basically Punk going up against like 90% of the world. And that's how I came up with the 1000 game challenge. I need more information about the players that I play against every day, so that I can learn what they do and then find a counter for it. I could look at instances where I thought I should win and I actually lost, and then learn why I didn't win. To look at specific interactions and see if there's a pattern between the matches. When I drive rush here, they tend to DP. Oh, okay, I'll bait here. If a person gets reset and I happen to dash on them, if I jump, they tend to whiff a throw. Oh, I see this consistently in all my matches. Cool. If I go in with something that looks like a safe jump in Feng Shui Engine, if I just empty jump in, they tend to throw. Oh, I should go in and counter that. When I do a long string in Feng Shui Engine and I'm pushed further out, they tend to whiff a low medium kick. Oh, I should be aware of that and find counters for that. I should find setups to make sure that crouching medium kick that they do in retaliation whiffs. And if it does whiff, what combo can I use? Well, what combo can I use before it and spend some resources, get the safe jump, put them in this situation, and find a combo outside of that setup with the resources that I'm left with? Even the question of how come whenever I start to play the game, I play really well, and then at about hour 3, I tend to lose a lot. These are better questions to ask yourself, rather than the question of, what do I do if I'm a 1500 jury player? How do I get better? ASQ, ask specific questions, but more importantly, answer those specific questions. And asking specific questions is not rank dependent. You might not be able to answer the questions based on your rank because you don't have the knowledge of the game. But coming to me and say, Kail, I'm gold, what do I do? Versus, Kail, when I'm full screen against JP, I can't get in. Do you have any advice? It's a specific question with specific answers. But these are things that you can ask yourself and help you find answers, which ultimately makes you a better player, which ultimately makes your rank go up. So again, here I am saying, rank doesn't matter. Yes, it does to some extent. I understand. But if you're trying to improve in Street Fighter 6, stop looking at your rank. Play more games. Ask more questions. Find answers. Push your execution. If there's something you can't do, learn to do it. I don't care if it's useful or not. If there's something that you can't do, learn to do it. If you're a jury player, Learn that hard ed combo. Why? Because it's hard. Pick up a character on the side. Learn their combos. Play other characters because the game is fun. And even if you're not on your main characters, it's more times at bat. Ryu's been saying this, and he was right the whole time. The answer lies in the heart of battle. And I'm sure he would also agree the battle is with yourself, not your opponent. And that to me is the beauty of Street Fighter. If you got this far on this long rant, I really appreciate you. I love talking about Street Fighter, so I appreciate you allowing me the space to do so. If you like content like this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you want to hear me rant live, you can always go to twitch.tv/BigNastyKail or here on YouTube. I stream here as well. Good luck in your games, be kind to yourself, and tell your loved ones that you love them. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.